Good, happy Monday evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this evening, so let's begin. But first, we begin with the weather. Snow, wintry mix to continue through midday Tuesday. Let's take a listen to that weather video from meteorologist Kevin Skarupa.
At Chevy, we're all about bringing families together.
This time of year, that's really important.
That's why our Chevy employee discount is now available to everyone.
The Chevy price you pay is what we pay.
Not a cent more.
Get the Chevy employee discount for everyone today.
Winter storm warnings, winter weather advisories remain in effect as we go through this afternoon, tonight, and tomorrow morning before the storm system finally moves away. Temperatures hovering around within a few degrees of the freezing mark in most locations, and that means while we have light snow falling across a good part of the state, we're also mixing with some sleet and freezing rain at times, and we'll likely get in on plain rain in southeastern areas of the state later on tonight. At play here, this first wave of moisture coming through the afternoon with an area of low pressure expected to develop south of New York City later today, and that will create more of a traditional rain-snow line overnight tonight and tomorrow morning. There's a look at it. Snow mixing with some sleet and freezing rain. Ice accumulation still a concern for some southwestern areas of the state, while the max amounts as far as snowfall will be in the northern parts of the state, the Mount Washington Valley and in east central parts of New Hampshire through tonight and first thing tomorrow morning. As you'll notice, tomorrow morning, light snow mixing with some sleet in central and western and southwestern parts of the state, while it may be plain rain somewhere closer to the shoreline within a few miles of the seacoast and the Merrimack Valley. By late morning, early afternoon, storm system finally starts to pull away, and that will leave us with temperatures in the 30s. New Year's Eve could be a couple of snow showers for the White Mountains and the Great North Woods. Otherwise, it is partly sunny skies for Thursday and Friday, with temperatures mainly in the 30s as we go forward to the end of the week. We get toward the weekend. Another system arrives Friday, which could be a mix or a little bit of rain. That'll be a quicker moving system with a lot less moisture. That will also mean fair skies as we get our way into the weekend. So snow to a wintry mix at times. We'll see a mix and even some plain rain in some southern spots with temperatures right around the freezing mark this afternoon. And it will be heavy at times into this evening before eventually leveling off into a lighter precipitation overnight with lows in the 20s to lower 30s. After the precipitation tomorrow morning, we jump above the freezing mark for the afternoon. In general, snow and sleet accumulations combined for the southern half of the state, generally 2 to 4 inch accumulations. Elevation is going to have a role to play in that. While the farther north you go, you can see the purple shading there indicating a 4 to 8 inch accumulation. There are going to be some east central spots, Mount Washington Valley areas, and up through the White Mountains at sea, even more than that, maybe over 10 or 12 inches of accumulation, especially in areas that stay mainly snow. As far as ice accumulation, the potential still there for a 1/3 to a 1/2 inch of ice accumulation in parts of the Monadnock region, as you would expect, elevation also playing a role as far as that is concerned. So still a slick start to the day tomorrow, but things improving greatly by the time we get to the evening commute and for the New Year's Eve revelers. From there, partly sunny skies for Wednesday and Thursday.
Okay, and there you go on that weather video from meteorologist Kevin Skarupa. And currently right now there are 237 closings and delays. If you want to see that complete list, just go to WMUR.com. And there is one weather alert as well. Just go to WMUR.com to see that weather alert. And now let's take a look at your traffic and see how your evening ride home from work is shaping up this evening. And here's a look at that traffic for all of you this evening. As you can see, we're seeing a lot of yellow and red roadways. Very slow going this evening for your evening ride home. And lots of traffic issues as well, as you can see on the traffic map. So, if you're on the roadway trying to get home, take it easy, Watch your speed and take your time and you'll eventually get there. But if you don't need to go anywhere, anybody, just stay home where you are right now and where you're safe and sound. And Rockingham Alerts wrote on Facebook 1 hour ago, use extreme caution as roadways have become very slippery. Numerous MVAs have been reported throughout the region in the past 20 minutes. So be safe and here's caution, everyone, this evening on those roadways. And now let's get to your news. First up, Route 101 East closed in Epping after tractor-trailer jackknife. State police work to remove tractor-trailer from road. Take a look at this photo right here. As you can see, this truck jackknifed on Route 101. Route 101 East was closed Monday afternoon in Epping after a tractor-trailer jackknifed. The eastbound side of the highway was closed at exit 7 before 3:45 p.m. The tractor-trailer jackknifed as snow and a wintry mix continued to fall across the region, making roads slippery. The cause of the crash was not immediately known, and it's not known if there are any injuries. New Hampshire State Police are working to clear the crash scene, and we are getting word that the road is back open. Power outages reported in New Hampshire as storm continues. More power outages, tree damage, icy roads likely as ice snow accumulate. A significant winter storm is slamming New Hampshire as 2019 comes to a close. The storm began Monday morning as snow in central and northern areas and as a wintry mix across southern New Hampshire. The wintry precipitation will continue for most of the state through midday Tuesday. Around a half inch or more of ice accumulation is possible in southwestern areas, which could result and cause significant tree damage and power outages. Meanwhile, anywhere from a couple of inches up to 10 inches or more of snow and or sleet is possible depending on your location. Power outages. At peak Monday morning, more than 1,000 customers lost their electricity, with most reports coming from the Monadnock region. About 700 customers lost power in Francistown after a vehicle struck a utility pole. Officials with Mount Sunapee Resort said they were forced to close because of a Monday power outage. A downed tree caused the outage. Meanwhile, a tree knocked over power lines on Route 124 in Jaffrey, and crews used a chainsaw to cut through ice to get to the damaged tree. Route 124 was reduced to one lane in that stretch as crews worked to repair the lines. Eversource officials said they were keeping a close eye on the southwestern part of the state. The company has hundreds of workers and additional contract crews on standby. The company's main concern is ice building up on trees, taking branches and power lines down with them. The company is asking people at home to be prepared. Roads, regardless of the transportation type, roads have the potential to be very slick for much of the day, Monday and into Tuesday morning. Crews with the New Hampshire Department of Transportation have been treating roads since late Sunday night, helping many roads to remain drivable. But there was still quite a bit of slush from Concord to the south. WMUR spoke with one driver who stopped in the hoofset to clear ice off his rearview mirror as he ventured from Lebanon to Methuen, Massachusetts. Another driver made a trip from Quebec City to Boston on Monday morning. He told WMUR he saw a little bit of everything. Drivers are urged to take it slow and allow extra time to reach the destination. Here are important safety reminders to be aware of. Power outage safety. If the power goes out, you are encouraged to call your electricity provider. Here's Eversource, Liberty Utilities, Electric Co-op, and Utility. If you see down power lines, call 911. Assume they are still live wires and do not touch them or drive over them. If a line falls on your car, stay in your car until emergency crews arrive. People are also urged to stay at least 35 feet away from down lines and anything they fall on. Some important supplies to have ready are flashlights with fresh batteries and sleeping bags or blankets in case the power and heat goes out. State fire officials urge those who are at home without power to be cautious when using a generator or alternative heating source. Generator safety. Officials said residents should only use a generator that has been properly connected to the house wiring by a professional. Generators should be run outside and at least 10 feet away from a building with the exhaust facing away from the house. Improperly installed or running generators can cause carbon monoxide poisoning. Anyone who suspects carbon monoxide in the home or building is urged to leave immediately and call 911 before calling the State Poison Center at 1-800-222-1222. Snow safety. New Hampshire Department of Transportation officials ask that residents avoid crowding the plow and slow down to allow for snow removal on state roads. Officials also recommend that residents clear snow from around lights, vents, and fire hydrants. Meanwhile, Jessica's Law requires all drivers to clear snow and ice off their vehicles before hitting the road. And if you want to see those safety tips again, we will share that link with you on the Riley King Network Facebook page after this broadcast. Now let's take a look at your U.S. stock market and see how your U.S. stock market closed for this Monday evening. And here's a look at that U.S. stock market for all of you for this Monday evening. Your Dow Jones Industrial Average closed in the red and went down. Your Nasdaq closed in the red and went down. S&P 500 closed in the red and went down. Gold closed in the green and went up. Oil closed in the red and went down. US 10-year closed in the green and went up. Euro/USD closed in the green and went up. And VIX closed in the green and went up. And that is a look at how the stocks closed for this Monday evening, the last Monday of 2019. Dow drops nearly 200 points on second to last day of trading, trimming big gain for the year. Stocks fell from their all-time highs on Monday as investors took off some risk on the second-to-last trading day of a historic year for equalities. $30K ordered to evacuate from Australia wildfires. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Overseas now to those deadly wildfires that are sweeping through Australia. 30,000 people ordered to evacuate on the coast as more than 100 fires are blazing across the country. All this as questions now grow and some criticism about Sydney's famous New Year's Eve fireworks show. Matt Gutman has the latest, and a lot of people questioning if that show should go on in the first place.
Well, it is going on. Sydney plans to go ahead with it. TJ, good morning. But other cities in Australia, including Canberra, the capital, canceling theirs. And this is because we are truly seeing an unprecedented fire season in Australia. 13 million acres burned, and this morning, Australia lost its 10th firefighter as thousands remain trapped there. This morning, thousands of tourists trapped behind a curtain of fire slung across parts of eastern Australia. The evacuation of a popular tourist area east of Melbourne Sunday was considered one of the largest evacuations in Australian history.
It's time that you left. There's not enough trucks to go around. So don't count on a fire truck protecting your particular house. You need to get out of there.
But then authorities warned the fire had moved. It had become too late to leave, ordering residents and tourists to shelter in place. Massive clouds of smoke quickly approaching homes and buildings near Australia's biggest cities as conditions nationwide worsen.
Extreme fire dangers, the strong winds that were forecast and the very hot temperatures have all come as we thought.
More than 2,000 firefighters battling the flames on the ground and in the air. Over 100 fires still active, many of them uncontained. The fires upgraded to severe over the weekend as temperatures reached into the triple digits. The searing flames placing Australia's wildlife under serious threat. Federal Environment Minister Susan Lee spoke to Australia's ABC AM radio program about the potential loss to the koala population, an already threatened species.
It may well be up to 30% of the population in that region because up to 30% of their habitat has been destroyed. We'll know more when the fires are calmed down and a proper assessment can be made.
Firefighters and residents helping out animals impacted by the heat.
Very thirsty boy.
One cyclist stopping to offer this koala a drink from her water bottle.
Has anyone got any more? He's so thirsty.
Now, scientists are concerned about the survival of a number of species in Australia, but you can't get in there to make an accurate assessment about the devastation done until those fires subside, and that could be 3 months away because we are still forecast to see record drought and record heat there in Australia. Guys.
Oh, what a difficult situation. All right, thanks so much, Matt.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Good night and bye, everyone.